Hello people, welcome back to the channel. I want to believe you are doing good. I am doing amazing. How are you enjoying your summer? It is really hot in Italy. Like, I am acting Dracula at the moment. I don't go out when it's very sunny. I only go out at night because I just cannot support. I can't support this hotness. But yeah, that aside, life is good. God has been faithful. I thank God for the opportunity to experience this year. It's been such a blessing and a privilege because a lot of people started this year, but at the moment they are nowhere to be found. They are not with us, but God has chosen us to be part of the people that sees and enjoy this season. Today, I'll be sharing with you how to vacation on a budget. I never was that person that is big on vacationing. That's because it was not a thing while I was growing up. The only vacation I would say I did was during December when we had to travel to our village. So I was born and raised in Lagos, Nigeria. At the end of the year, at some point in my life, we would go to the eastern part of Nigeria to celebrate with family and friends, and that's the vacation I knew. Now I live in Italy. Vacationing is a big part of my life, and that's because after the much effort put into working, it is necessary you take a break. Now, if you choose to vacation, there are things you can do to save yourself some coins. I stumbled upon these tricks here and there from simply trying to do it and trying to do it again, and I found there are some things you can do to actually save money. I like vacationing, and I think it's one way to unwind with your family. Given that I live in Italy, it's either you're living in a place that is a tourist location or you're living somewhere that is close to a tourist location, because everywhere in Italy is beautiful. If you want to vacation but you're on a tight budget and don't know where to start from, I think these tips I'll be sharing with you here is going to save you a lot of stress and help you get the best or close to the best when it comes to vacationing and enjoying yourself during this very hot season. The first thing I would say you do is to stick to a budget. Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm that person that likes putting down things and say I will not cross this threshold. It's just very important to me. I have this saying that money not spent is money you have to yourself. So in any way you can cut back, why not? This is why sticking to a budget is very important to me. So start with a budget. How much are you willing to spend for this vacation? Now that you have a budget, you have to stick to this budget. I'm not good with sticking to budgets, but if I'm really serious about it, one thing I do is to keep myself away from my money. So what I do is take the money I need, leave my cards where they need to be, not with me. And if I decide to take cards, I would not advise you go around with your credit card. Go with a prepaid card. You spend what you have, not what you want, you get. So this would help you stick to the budget. The next thing I would advise you do is to book ahead of time. This will save you money and it will help you reserve very good spots. Recently, I was checking for apartments in Venice. The apartments I got were really good. The prices were okay and I was ready to book, but unfortunately I could not book because we didn't have time. I needed to reschedule, so I went for a after date. When I mean after when I'm sure that we would have space and we'll have time to away from work and do some touring. This after date turned out to be way cheaper. I mean 20 euros cheaper than if I got it now. Now I don't know if it's because now is the peak season and the later date is not, but Venice is somewhere that you always have people at, especially when it's that time of the year where it's not flooding. And this got me really happy. 20 euros is something. If I'm paying for a night for at 120, 140, and you're saving me 20 euros, if I decide to stay for a week or 3 days, or let's say 5 days, I'm saving 100 euros. That's a lot I'm saving. So try to book ahead of time. Also, this spot is in a center. That means I'm getting a good spot at a discount. This is a save if you decide to book ahead of time. If this does not apply to you and you want to visit a place but it's too expensive for you to get an apartment, then I will advise you to get an apartment in a neighboring town. A town that you'd need just 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes train to get you to the center. Okay, this will save you a ton. For instance, checking for apartment in the center of Venice is way expensive to checking for apartments in the neighboring town. This would help you a lot if you are looking to save money. I had a friend that wanted to was to study in the Catholic University in Milan, and apartment in Milan at that time was from 700 to 1,000 euros to live in the center of Milan. Because he could not afford this, I checked for apartments where he needs to take train rides for like 30 minutes to Milan, the center, and he was paying around 400 euros monthly for an apartment. So this is the logic behind it. If you can't afford to live in the center, you don't have to live in the center to have a vacation. You just have to experience and enjoy the place. So the most important is for you to have somewhere to put your head while you're there. So if that place is not in the center, it can also be somewhere close to the center. Okay. Next, for accommodation, don't be too quick to go for hotels. Check for the options. Do you go for hotels or apartments? This is why we have Airbnb. In Italy system, you have apartments where you have kitchen, bathrooms, and all of the things you need to enjoy your stay. In hotels, they provide you all of this, but at a cost that is expensive compared to what you get in an Airbnb or in an apartment. So you can save another 30 euros to 20 euros by taking Airbnb, and it does not mean that Airbnb is bad or apartments are bad. It's not in any way that. If you are going to save money this way, great and fine. Something very important you need to do is consider food. Food is very, very important. I think it is one of the most important things when it comes to vacation. You need to find a way to feed yourself. Now, if you are going for an apartment, you can make your own food at home and get fed without being served in a restaurant where the chef or the cook is measuring every portion they give to you. Now, for instance, you want to have pasta al pesto and it costs around 35 euros, or let me come down a little. Let's say it costs around 20 euros to have this in a restaurant. Now, if you're going to make this at home, it's going to cost way cheaper. And I'm not talking about you making everything from scratch. You get your pasta, 500 grams of pasta. We're going around, depending on the brand you're going for, let's just say €1 or €1.50. Let's just put that. Then you go for pesto, the bottled pesto, Barilla. Then that will cost you around, let me just exaggerate, let's say €3 or €5. Let's just put it at 3.5 euros. Okay, now this together would cost you €5 to make pasta al pesto at home. Meanwhile, you go to a restaurant to pay 20 euros for it. For this ingredients you've gotten is enough to serve you for at least 2 times. Now, if you want to cook all of the pasta, you need like 2 bottles of the pesto to fully cook, to do all of the pasta, and this can serve at least 6 people. Imagine you're using 7 euros, or let's say approximately 10 euros to feed 7 people. That is cheap. That is way cheap. That said, don't compromise when it comes to trying some things. And I'm saying this because I love experiences. Now, when I go to any city, one thing I always check out for is the native food of that city, of that town. For instance, in Italy, they have something specific to every region. So if for any reason I am leaving the comfort of my Airbnb to have lunch or dinner in a restaurant, it's going to be because I want to have something typical of that place, and this is just me. If you don't have that 20 to 40 euros to spend, do not do it. It is not a do or die thing, but I'm just that person that likes experiencing new things. But this is one way you can save money: cook your own food. I'm very big on experiencing new things, but I'm that person that if I don't need to pay for it, or if I can get it for free, why the hell should I be paying you for it? Now, let me give an example. We lived in Deva Marina for around 4 years, and we had these friends that they have this business on the beach where they rent umbrellas, very big. They've been family friends for years. Now, we went there one season like that, and for my family, we spent around 50 euros a day to have an umbrella and our bed on the beach, which we took I can't remember how much, but we spent 50 euros for a day. After the vacation, 50 euros times 31. Let me quickly do that calculation. Now we spent 1,550 euros for just using umbrellas, okay, and mats. Okay. Now, after this season, the next time I went there, I was like, hell no, I'm not doing that again. I will go sit in the place that is free, because you have portions of the beach that is free where you can bring your umbrella and bring your mat and enjoy yourself. I went on a shopping spree, got me fancy umbrellas, fancy mats, fancy chairs, like big enough for all of us, and we didn't spend up to 200 euros to get this all fixed, and we enjoy ourselves as much as we want. If we want to stay there for 3 months, 2 months, or 1 week, we don't have to spend up to that money like to enjoy ourselves. It is so unnecessary. So if it is not something that is necessary, you don't have to spend on it. So don't bother about spending on it. You don't have to prove anything. The sea is free. Finally, I would advise you spend money on experiences. This is very important. Now, when I mean experiences, if you cannot enter a place until you pay a token, for instance, you're about to enter a museum and you need to pay, go ahead to pay that. And you're about to enter an aquarium and you need some token to pay that, to get in, do that. It is very important to enjoy your experience wherever you decide to vacation at. The most I've paid for an entrance or a tour is around 15 euros. The least I've paid is 2 euros, and this is to say it's not very expensive. It's something that is inexpensive. So don't deprive yourself from these experiences. Enjoy it. It is very important, because at the end of the day, why did you leave your house if you are just going to walk around a city and not enjoy the beauty, the glory, the goodness that this city has, or this country has? So it's very important to spend on experiences. Even during the experiences, enjoying experiences, things you can even get things for free. So for instance, I have an elder, so this elder does not pay. So for instance, if I'm going into a museum, the elder do not pay. Okay, they don't need to pay because they are seniors and they don't need to pay. Now I am invalid. I am considered an handicap in Italy because of my health history. So I get some exemptions, and yes, this includes me getting tickets to some of the museums and fun places I need to go to when I'm on vacation. And also the person that is accompanying me, the person that is helping me get around, gets to pay half of the price. So I get very good discount. So two people are not paying and one person is paying half. This might not be the situation in other museum or other places that you need to experience, but if this is a thing, find out so you can pay less, you save money this way. And if it's not, don't beat yourself over it. At the end of the day, it's not even very expensive to get into all of these places. Now, these are the tips I have for you. I really hope you enjoyed this video. What is showing you on your screen right now is a place I visited last year in Ulster. It is called Konya, a very beautiful town. If you want me to do a detailed video on my tour in Konya, please let me know. Okay, thanks for watching once more. Ciao.